What's up, nerds? I don't have a whole lot to report. I've spent, since, Saturday or Sunday, my son got into some poison oak or ivy or sumac something, which grows a lot around here. And he's had a severe allergic reaction. So I've basically been waiting on him hand and foot because he is now so swollen. He can't even bend at the wrist. You can't see his wrist bones or anything. And he's a very thin kid, so that should pretty much tell you how bad he's swelling. And in the meantime, tiny chickens have invaded my body, so I've been contending with that. And if I sound tired or grumpy, that's kind of why, because between the grogginess and the medication that I'm taking to try to fight the tiny chickens, I'm just feeling a little bit on the blah side. Following Rail's lead, I did go outside and try to catch the meteor shower for you guys, but I didn't see any. It was just, 45 minutes of nothing in the sky but planes. There was no meteors, no shooting stars, nothing exciting. So I just deleted the film. There's no sense in showing you an empty sky. But last night my mother called me and told me that my uncle died. And he didn't want, his wishes were that no one was informed until after he was cremated. And there will be no service. And his reasoning was that he didn't want anybody standing over him crying. And I kind of understand that, but I'm not sure, surprise, I'm dead, is any healthier for the family either. People need to say their goodbyes. But it was his wishes, so I guess everybody just has to say goodbye, on their own. But that brings me to a point that I want to share, and consider this a public service announcement, if you will. It's very important that your end-of-life plans are written down somewhere for your loved ones. It's not fair to leave them with the decisions when they're upset. I used to deal with estate planning, and I know this varies from state to state and from country to country, but generally speaking, it's a very good idea to have a will. You do not have to go to a lawyer to get a will if you cannot afford one. However, there are wills online that you can buy and download, and you can update those as necessary. Even if you don't have anything of financial value to leave behind as a legacy, it's important to have your end-of-life plan written down and documented so that your family knows how to deal with you and your estate after you pass. Discussing your wishes with your spouse is just simply not enough, because what happens if your spouse dies at the same time? Then who's going to take care of things? It is important to discuss with your loved ones what you want to happen. No one really wants to talk about dying or the end of their life. No one really wants to be reminded of their own mortality. When I was in the estate planning business, I used to give people a folder where you can keep your will and your important documents in case or in the event of your death. And you don't need a special folder from an estate planner or an insurance salesman or a lawyer. Go buy a folder and label it so that people know what they're looking at. I've had this discussion with my own parents, and I know what the folder is, where it is, and what to do if they should pass. And it's not a pleasant topic, but I want to make sure that I fulfill their wishes when they pass, because God forbid if I shouldn't, or if I should do the exact opposite of what they want and then I find a will. Nobody likes that. That's just horrific to have to deal with when you lose someone that you love. Now, on a less serious note, Kath, I find myself somewhat jealous of your endless supply, or seemingly endless supply, of hats and wigs. I'm going to have to rectify that situation soon and buy some of my own. And I've enjoyed watching your punishment videos. Believe it or not, your punishment has been brightening my day. It's really good to be back and be in the swing of things and keeping up with the videos on a timely basis. So we will see you, Kath, tomorrow. And until then, everybody else, DFTBA.